Saturday, 3 p.m. from Carrington Park, Bathurst, the Penrith Panthers host the Canberra Raiders. Panthers welcome back Dean Farah and James Seguiaro from injury. Wanga Blake drops out while Tamari Martin's out with a shoulder injury. The Raiders are the same 1-17 as they lined up last week. Right, this one's a bit of back to the bush footy out in Bathurst there. Yeah. The Panthers hosting the Raiders. They're taking all three grades out there, which is great. The 20s and New South Wales Cup's going out there as well, so it's good to see plenty of footy going out the bush.
Good to promote it out there. Bathurst, great rugby town, so it'll be good to see how they go.
Yeah, definitely. The Raiders obviously last week ran absolutely red hot. There's got to be something about Old Boys Day. They had Mal and even Bellamy and a few other Raiders old boys down there. Certainly seems to have inspired the players. They put on an absolute show. I question now, like Redrada and Jennings absolutely red hot at the moment. The form that Leilua and Rapana are in, even when the Raiders were getting beat, they were their two best players. And I mean, you can't argue with 4 tries very easily. Yep. They're absolutely dominating that edge.
Yep, yeah, definitely. Rapana, I mean, he's a surprise packet of the year, I think, at the moment. He's one of the form players out there. He's not just taking the easy runs either. They're good quality tries. He's beaten plenty of opposition, making plenty of line breaks, just playing some good solid rugby. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Canberra goes. Sometimes after a big win like that, you can be buoyed and take it complacent and have a bad. And it's already been shown this year. The couple of big wins by a few teams have had some pretty tough games next week. Conversely, Panthers, they're just having some troubles with injuries this year to go with last year. But I mean, lucky you lose a great player like Tamari Martin, yet you can bring in Seguiaro. And
in some ways, I think it almost solves the dilemma in some ways. We talked about it before. What were they going to do? What was Hook Griffin going to do once Seguiaro's back available? As terrible as it is, like a young guy like Martin, I mean, he does have plenty of football in front of him, but he's out for the year now. It's a big loss for them. They are fortunate that Wallace can move straight back into the halves. Partner Sow will go back to what they're doing. Chico Seguiaro there comes in. Certainly a solid player in his own right, and in the last couple of years has been mentioned and bandied about as, potential Origin player over the next few years as well.
Definitely.
I believe he's out of favour a bit there, so it's probably helped his cause. And expect him to come out with a point to prove this weekend, I think, against the Raiders. And I think because of that, the fact that it is, as much as it is out in Bathurst, it's still a Panthers home game. I just think that what they're offering there against what the Raiders will be, as you said, they'll be buoyed, they'll be on a high. I think they'll be brought back to earth a little bit. Can't see the Panthers blowing them out, but I'm going to lean against the Raiders here and go Panthers 1-12.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Seguiaro is going to be a huge inclusion. He's going to add so much to the middle of that ruck. I think it'll just be too good. It'll be a close game. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's nice and open. Panthers 1-12.
Saturday, 5:30 p.m, the Sydney Roosters host the Newcastle Knights. The Roosters welcome back in Mitchell Pearce and Jared Waerea-Hargreaves from injury. Isaac Liu returns from suspension. Brendan Elliott and Mitchell Frey make way, while the Knights, they welcome in Will Pearce or Pat Mattiutia and Paulie, Jared Mullen, Peter Mattiutia and Josh King all drop out.
All right, the Roosters against the Knights. Roosters welcoming back some big name players this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did tip in that there's a good chance Cordner and maybe Waerea-Hargreaves will play last week. Cordner did play, looked pretty solid.
Yep.
Obviously welcome in Waerea-Hargreaves, Pearce and Isaac Liu back from suspension as well. I was really impressed last week, just drifting back for a second. Young Madison, geez, he's not a small bloke, but I'd be nervous if I was Jackson Hastings, even with Mitch Pearce coming back. I know I've got to go out there and put on an absolute show because that bloke's on the bench and he offers the ability that he can, play like a lock. He's, physique-wise and stature-wise, he reminds me a bit of, sort of that fitless sort of build. He moves well across the park. And, I mean, he wouldn't look out of place playing 13, 12 or 11 either if needed.
Yeah, definitely. A great pickup. And, we hadn't seen him come through the radar. So it's good to see. And hopefully he can have a good backup performance if he's playing this week.
Yeah, well, he's been named on the bench. I think he will get the run. They've got a few options there in regards to what they've named. The other hand, the Knights, they've got some options too, but they're not ones that they wanted to take. Poor old Jared Mullen. Looks like he's out for 6-8 weeks, and their most recent signing, Peter Mattiutia, he's out. Of course, as the production line is, they just replace him with another Mattiutia.
Yep.
But tough for him. Just came across the Knights, wasn't getting much of a run at the Dragons. Gets brought in as a late inclusion, does his MCL. Mullen's out with a tear. They've picked Pearsall there. I wouldn't be surprised though. They've got a young bloke by the name of Brock Lamb, Australian Schoolboys Junior, who I've seen come through the ranks there. He's a Maitland and Newcastle Junior. He's been named at 18th man. I really wouldn't be surprised to see him come in as a late inclusion, just alleviating the pressure from him during the week by naming him an 18th man. This one, I can't see the Knights without Mullen. There's just too much weight on Hodkinson. They're lacking a lot of experience. I mean, Hodkinson and Sims and Smith are their real experience there.
Hard to work from
They're
half
also,
forwards.
yeah, exactly right. And they're also out with, also out for them as Matt Aora has accepted the suspension. So they've lost a lot of games there. I just can't see anything else. I think the Roosters will just blow them off the park with the experience they welcome back. Jared Roy-Hargraves may kill someone. He's just, imagine all that pent-up aggression from 8 weeks or 10 weeks that he's been missing in football. So I'm going to go the Roosters 13 plus.
Yep, going to agree with you there. I think the Roosters will be way too strong. 13 plus.
Saturday, 7:30pm, the Manly Ringus Eagles host the North Queensland Cowboys at Brookvale Oval. Both sides line up with the same 1-17 as they named last week.
Well, if this matchup had been 12 months ago, you would have been talking about the Cowboys travelling to Fortress Brookvale. It's not much of a fortress these days. A few sides have come in and got wins, apart from your Sharkies, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's still hoodoo for the Sharks, but everyone else is loving playing there.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's been a pretty welcoming ground. Daly Cherry Evans, another late inclusion we tipped in last week, returned. Obviously a big boost for their side. Got another short turnaround though. Trebojevic, Stewart, both named, both carrying some significant injuries. From what I'm hearing, Stewart's about 40%, Trebojevic is about 20% of playing. If they don't have those two, it means they've probably got to welcome in Braden the curse with the Army. I can't keep track of how many games it is now that he's played without a win. Fortunately, the reshuffle last week meant that he didn't need to play. So certainly an interesting curse that he carries there. But Manly, I just can't see them coming up against a Cowboys side that's so settled, so strong. They're performing so well. I mean, they pretty much only used one edge of the field last week. As anyone that has Ethan Lowe in their Supercoach team would know, and they would have found out the hard way.
It was tough bringing him in for Supercoach and didn't get too many points as a result. But I think the Cowboys, just everyone knows their role. Everyone plays their role. Depending how the game goes, everyone knows what they need to do and play structured as a result of it and play off the back of each other. One guy I'm amazed with is Coote. I think this is one of the breakout seasons I've seen of someone playing. It might not be the flashiest stuff he does, but some of the work he gets through and some of the times he puts his body on the line is just amazing for his size.
He's not a big frame bloke and he really has a crack there. Obviously news today that he has signed an extension to stay at the Cowboys. There's a lot of talk that he might leave and go to Sydney, so certainly a massive coup for the Cowboys. I don't know how they're going to fit him in the cap with all the other blokes they got up there, or maybe they've just figured they'll do what Parramatta did and just throw away 8 points.
Yeah, most of Queensland don't do it and they get away with it, so they should be fine up there.
A little bit of a sore point there by the sound of it. I didn't know the Roosters were in Queensland, but anyway.
Yeah, there we go.
But this one, I just think the Cowboys will be too strong. They don't always travel the best, and there'll be a couple of their stars starting to have a look at the upcoming Test match because they've got a few in that one. So I think that they'll get this one done. I don't think they'll blow Manly away with Cherry Evans back, so I'm going to go the Cowboys 1-12 in this one.
Yeah, pretty uninventive this week. Might get a few of the later games, but I'm going to go Cowboys 1-12 too. I think they'll be too strong.
All right, thanks guys for tuning in to another week of the NRL previews. As always, good luck for the weekend. Remember to have a look at our website, www.primacsports.com, for a little bit more content that we're putting out there. Check out our YouTube channel and also our Snapchats that are here below. Also, have a scroll down in the feed. We're actually giving away 6 weeks of our premium tips at the moment, so if you want to have a look at that, they will be looking at about $20 to $30 a month you'll probably be looking at there, so you're getting about $50 worth of value free, so it's certainly a good little offer there that we've got at the moment for the next couple of weeks to celebrate turning 6 months old. Good luck on the punt this weekend. Enjoy the footy. There's some cracking games. Go the Raiders, and thanks again.